Oklahoma City is a sprawling metropolis where asphalt stretches for miles, and the wind whispers tales of horsepower and speed. This is the breeding ground for legends, and it is here that our story begins, with a young Jeff Bonnet, a kid with a head full of dreams and a heart set on the open road. Fans of Street Outlaws must be familiar with seeing Jeff, also known as AZN, side by side with Farm Truck. Some have even described him as Farm Truck's sidekick, though the bond between the two runs much deeper than that. Beyond their shared love for life on the tracks, AZN has a distinctive quality all his own, with a personality that stands out. Despite his ups and downs during his time on the show, his story is one of perseverance. Jeff Bonnet, better known as AZN, has become a household name among Street Outlaws fans, largely due to his lovable personality and sense of humor. However, the road to becoming a street racing icon was not paved with trophies and victories. It was filled with twists, turns, triumphs, and tragedies that shaped him into the man, racer, and entertainer we know today. Jeff was born on August 3, 1981, in Oklahoma, a place known for its deep-rooted racing culture. His family, particularly his father, Dennis, played a pivotal role in shaping his future. Growing up in such an environment gave Jeff the perfect backdrop to cultivate his love for racing, but his breakthrough came later when he met someone who would become his lifelong mentor. Jeff's passion for cars can be traced back to a deep connection he had with his father, Dennis, a Vietnam War veteran. Dennis instilled in Jeff a love for tinkering and a respect for the raw power beneath the hood. As much as Dennis played a crucial role in nurturing Jeff's early interest in cars, Jeff credits his current knowledge and love for racing to his time with Farm Truck, who took him under his wing and has remained a strong ally ever since. The bond between Jeff and Farm Truck is inseparable, but Jeff still owes his first ride to his father, Dennis. Their prized possession was a beat-up 1964 Chevy Nova, which was purchased for $2,800 on a loan from Dennis. This car came into Jeff's life while he was still in high school, with no job to pay for it. In an interview, Jeff shared that his father offered to be his bank and lent him the money with the understanding that Jeff would pay him back every penny. Jeff agreed to the terms and got creative about earning money. He reached out to neighbors, offering to paint their house numbers on curbs to help emergency responders find their homes in case of a fire. Together, Jeff and Dennis worked tirelessly on the Nova, transforming it from a junkyard relic into a symbol of their shared passion. Dennis became Jeff's first mentor, teaching him the fundamentals of mechanics and the joy of working with his hands. This early experience ignited Jeff's interest in street racing, pushing him to take his newfound hobby to the tracks of Oklahoma. There, he raced against some of the most seasoned racers in the area, eventually crossing paths with Sean Whitley, also known as Farm Truck. This meeting marked the beginning of a powerful partnership. Jeff Bonnet, also known as AZN, embarked on his racing journey in his teenage years, driven by a passion for speed and adrenaline. His first foray into racing came with the acquisition of the Chevy Nova, followed by a 1970 Volkswagen Beetle, affectionately dubbed the Dung Beetle. This quirky choice of vehicles highlighted AZN's unconventional approach to racing and set the stage for his unique presence in the street racing world. AZN's path soon intersected with that of Sean Whitley, better known as Farm Truck, a fellow racer based in Oklahoma City. The duo met through their shared love of racing, bonding over their mutual respect for the sport and their distinctive personalities. Their friendship began long before Street Outlaws, on the streets of Oklahoma. Jeff had just started racing, daring to challenge some of the best in the game, which included Farm Truck. While Farm Truck's experience made him a formidable competitor, something about Jeff's spirit made the two come together. They joined forces, and their bond grew stronger over time. No one was quite sure what exactly strengthened their friendship, but many believed that Jeff was in need of a father figure, something Farm Truck seemed to offer. Jeff's childhood had been tough, as his mother passed away from cancer when he was just a teenager, which had a profound impact on him and his family. In 2001, tragedy struck once again when Dennis, Jeff's father, succumbed to a heart condition. With the loss of his father, Jeff, along with his sister Brenda, became orphaned. This devastating event left a gaping hole in Jeff's life, but he was never one to succumb to unfortunate circumstances. His dreams and aspirations seemed to rise above the pain, pushing him forward. The loss of his father and mentor became a pivotal turning point for Jeff, one that pushed him deeper into the world of street racing, perhaps as a way to connect with his father's memory. This drive led him to form a partnership with Sean Whitley, better known as Farm Truck, and their iconic vehicle, a 1970 Chevrolet C10 pickup truck, became synonymous with their collaboration. This truck solidified their place as a dynamic duo in the street racing community. As AZN and Farm Truck continued to refine their racing skills and build their reputation within the Oklahoma City street racing scene, they eventually caught the attention of television producers. Their distinctive vehicles, camaraderie, and captivating personalities made them perfect candidates for the emerging reality TV show Street Outlaws. In 2013, AZN and Farm Truck made their debut on Street Outlaws, joining the 405 crew that formed the backbone of the show. You could spot them in some early videos, proudly wearing hoodies with the number 405 inscribed on them. Over the years, the duo captivated audiences with their down-to-earth demeanor, humor, and formidable racing skills. The show provided a platform for them to showcase their talents to a broader audience, catapulting them to fame not just within the street racing community, but beyond it. AZN's transition into Street Outlaws marked a significant milestone in his racing career, elevating him to the status of a household name among fans of the show. His infectious energy, comedic flair, and undeniable skill behind the wheel endeared him to viewers, ensuring his enduring popularity as a key figure in the world of street racing entertainment. The streets of Oklahoma City became Jeff's proving ground. They appeared to be having countless nights honing his skills, focusing on cars that were not only fast and testing his own endurance for daily use. It was here that he earned a nickname AZN from the others, a playful jab at his mixed everything for the fastest cars in hopes of securing a place on the tracks. The early days of street racing weren't all sunshine and checkered flags. It was about creating more iconic builds. There were countless losses and heart-wrenching defeats that tested his resolve. Nicknamed Jeff, fueled by his father's memory and an unwavering determination, kept pushing forward. The 1970 Volkswagen aspect of the relationship between the world of street racing is there holds a special place in both Jeff's heart and the hearts of street outlaws fans. While many of the other racers on the show were in serious the high-performance muscle cars typically seen on the show, the Beetle was far from a typical racing to approach street racing with a completely different re-engined vehicle known more for its quirky charm than its speed, and it was also practical enough for daily use. There are videos of Jeff and Sean having fun while painting the vehicle, pouring so much love into the process despite the rustic paint effect that gave it a unique, weathered appearance. But make no mistake, under AZN's guidance, the Dung Beetle underwent significant modifications to enhance its performance on the track. Though it was heavier compared to the lightweight vehicles common in street racing, the Beetle still had enough power to surprise opponents with its speed and agility. While it may not have been able to win races outright, it proved to be a formidable competitor, defying expectations and proving that there was more to racing than just raw speed. For Jeff, the situation with the Dung Beetle became a problem later on. While the car's quirky charm and unmistakable personality made it a fan favorite, it also led to a series of challenges on the track. The Beetle, covered in its distinctive brown and green paint, became a beloved symbol of AZN's racing career. However, for many other racers, competing with Jeff in the Beetle was almost a guaranteed win for them. After each run, it seemed inevitable that Jeff would lose, and the excitement that came with the unpredictability of drag racing began to fade. The thrill and adrenaline rush that once defined the sport were diluted, which led to the producers of the show excluding Jeff from races, as it seemed he wasn't focused on winning. Jeff wasn't alone in this, as Sean, too, found himself sidelined. Both Farm Truck and AZN were left to navigate the situation on their own, but they were determined to make the best of it. With their firm resolve, the duo eventually got the opportunity to host their own show, which would allow them to explore their passions without stepping on the toes of other racers. This was the birth of Street Outlaws, Farm Truck and AZN, a spin-off series that premiered in 2018. The show specifically focused on the adventures of the iconic duo from the original Street Outlaws series, Sean Whitley, Farm Truck, and Jeff Bonnet, AZN. Street Outlaws, Farm Truck and AZN gave fans an inside look at the dynamic partnership between the two, as well as their misadventures both on and off the track. The series followed them as they navigated the world of street racing while also exploring other aspects of their lives, including their friendships, hobbies, and personal challenges. Known for their comedic banter, camaraderie, and unorthodox approach to racing, Farm Truck and AZN brought a signature brand of entertainment to the forefront in each episode. Fans were able to see more of their favorite duo as they worked on their cars, modified them for better performance, and continued to chase racing glory on the streets of Oklahoma City and beyond. In addition to their racing exploits, the show also highlighted Farm Truck and AZN's off-duty adventures, offering a glimpse into their personalities and interests outside of racing. From fishing trips to car customization projects, each episode portrayed the duo's lives beyond the track, showing a well-rounded picture of who they were. Some of the cars they created during this time were so outlandish that, while exciting, they ended up being impractical for daily use. Though Street Outlaws, Farm Truck and AZN maintained the high-octane excitement and adrenaline-fueled action of its parent series, it carved out its own niche by focusing on the dynamic partnership between the two men. This emphasis on their bond helped endear the spin-off to fans and cemented Farm Truck and AZN's status as fan favorites in the Street Outlaws universe. Unfortunately, the show didn't garner the attention it needed for success. Some attributed this to a lack of strong publicity from the producers, while others speculated that the kinds of cars Jeff and Farm Truck were building didn't align with fans' expectations. Not long after, the two returned to the original series, where they continue to remain today. No matter how unconventional their approach to street racing was, one thing was certain: the Dung Beetle had won a special place in the hearts of fans. Despite its humble origins, the Beetle embodied AZN's passion for the sport and his ability to squeeze every ounce of performance out of the vehicle, no matter how unlikely it was to win races. Whether it was providing comedic relief or defying expectations on the track, the Dung Beetle left a lasting impression on viewers and solidified its place among the most memorable vehicles in Street Outlaws. In many ways, the Beetle mirrored AZN's own approach to racing: unconventional, spirited, and undeniably entertaining. While some racers may have found it boring or lacking in speed, the Beetle became a symbol of AZN's dedication to racing and his knack for making the most out of any challenge that came his way. Jeff's life took another turn when he crossed paths with Sean Whitley, a seasoned veteran of the street racing scene who would become a father figure to Jeff. At first, Farm Truck was skeptical of the young and brash AZN, but over time, the two formed an inseparable bond. As they raced together, their friendship grew, and they became more than just racing partners. They became a team with a unique and enduring dynamic. When the spark ignited between Jeff and Sean, they quickly recognized a kindred spirit in each other. Both shared a deep love for the sport and a healthy dose of competitive spirit. This unlikely friendship blossomed, forming a partnership that would become a cornerstone of Street Outlaws. The two took full advantage of the show when it premiered in 2013, offering viewers a glimpse into the high-octane world of Oklahoma City street racing. The show helped launch both AZN and Farm Truck into fame, with Farm Truck maintaining his dominance behind the wheel. Meanwhile, AZN quickly became a fan favorite. During this particular event, he wasn't your typical car racer. Suffered a significant mechanical failure he while brought an undeniable charisma to the competition. His infectious burnouts involved drivers spinning their cars and playful jabs made him a constant source of entertainment. However, AZN wasn't afraid to get into the other racers' problems, and he became the show's going out of control. While there were no major accidents involving AZN during the show, both Sean and Jeff were in the car at the time, but thankfully, they both emerged without injury. AZN and Farm Truck attended the famous AZN remains an integral part of the Street Outlaws, where they faced a setback during a burnout. He continues to be a constant source of support for those who may not know. The Summonat is an annual car festival held in beloved figure for fans worldwide, known for its high-energy atmosphere and various automotive competitions. Much like many of the racers on the show, he has kept it relatively private. This has sparked rumors and speculation, particularly regarding a potential long-term partner named Lisa Lacey. However, the nature of their relationship remains unclear. Social media posts offer glimpses of a possible connection, but they leave more questions than answers. AZN's desire to keep his private life separate from his on-screen persona is perhaps the reason for the secrecy. Regardless, one thing is certain: AZN's passion for racing remains strong. Though he may choose to approach his career differently than others, his bond with Sean has been a major influence, motivating him throughout his journey. Fans eagerly await the exciting things that the duo might come up with in the future. As for what's next for AZN, the question remains open. Will he decide to compete more seriously, or will he continue to approach the sport with a light-hearted spirit? Ultimately, AZN is a man who has overcome adversity, a loyal friend, a charismatic entertainer, and a true gearhead. He is more than just Farm Truck's sidekick or the show's resident trash talker. AZN is an integral part of the Street Outlaws' legacy. He serves as a testament to the unwavering human spirit and a constant reminder that life, like a well-tuned engine, is a journey full of twists and turns.